You know, some memories from school, they just stick with you, don't they? For me, a lot of those memories involve a girl named Sarah. Back in middle school, Sarah wasn't just a classmate. She was the queen bee, and I was her favorite target. It started with small things. Whispers in the hallway, snickers when I answered a question in class. But it quickly got worse. She'd accidentally trip me in the cafeteria, spill juice on my homework, and rally her friends to exclude me from everything. I remember one time specifically. During our 8th grade art project, we were supposed to build dioramas. I spent weeks on mine. A detailed little scene from my favorite book. I was so proud of it. The day it was due, I walked into class and found it smashed on the floor. Sarah and her friends were standing nearby, laughing. When I confronted her, she just smirked and said, "Oops, looks like you're getting an F." I was devastated. The teacher didn't believe me, and I had to accept the failing grade. That was my life for 3 years. I dreaded going to school. I felt small, worthless, and completely alone. High school was a bit of a reset. We went to different schools, and for the first time in a long time, I could breathe. I focused on my studies. Found a great group of friends who actually liked me for who I was. And I started to rebuild my confidence. I discovered a passion for graphic design, spending my free time learning software and building a portfolio. School was no longer a place of fear. It was a place where I could thrive. I barely thought about Sarah. She was a ghost from a past I was happy to leave behind. After graduation, I went to college for design, landed a great internship, and eventually started my own freelance business. It was tough at first, lots of late nights and networking, but slowly, it grew. I built a solid reputation, got some high-profile clients, and my work was even featured in a few industry magazines. Life was good. I was proud of what I had built, not just professionally. But personally, I was confident, happy, and surrounded by supportive people. The insecure, scared kid from middle school was a distant memory. Then, about a month ago, I got a message on LinkedIn. The name looked vaguely familiar, but I couldn't place it. Sarah Thompson. I clicked on the profile. My heart skipped a beat. It was her. The picture was different, of course. She was an adult now, smiling professionally. But the eyes were the same. The ones that used to stare me down with such contempt. The message was brief. "Hey. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. I saw your design work online. It's amazing. I'm actually starting a new business and was wondering if you might be open to chatting about some branding help. Let me know." I just stared at the screen for a solid 10 minutes. A flood of emotions washed over me: anger, confusion, and a strange sense of victory. The girl who made my life miserable, who tried to crush my spirit, now wanted my help. She needed something from me. The irony was almost comical. My first instinct was to just delete the message, block her, and move on. Why should I give her a second of my time? She didn't deserve my expertise, and she certainly didn't deserve my forgiveness. My friends were divided. Some were like, "No way, tell her to get lost." Others suggested I should take the high road, maybe even take her on as a client and charge her ridiculously high price. They saw it as the ultimate revenge. Success is the best revenge. One friend said, "Imagine her having to pay you, acknowledging your talent. That's power." They had a point. For a moment, I fantasized about it, me, sitting across from her in a business meeting. The one in control. But the more I thought about it, the less appealing that seemed. It still felt like playing her game, just on a different field. It felt like letting her back into my life, even in a professional capacity, was giving her a foothold she didn't deserve. My peace of mind was more valuable than any gotcha moment. This wasn't about revenge. It was about protecting the life and the self-worth I had worked so hard to build. So, I took a deep breath and started typing a reply. I was polite, professional, but firm. I wrote, "Hi Sarah. Thanks for reaching out and for your kind words about my work. I appreciate you thinking of me. However, My current client workload is full, and I'm not taking on new projects at this time. I wish you the best of luck with your new business." And then I hit send. As soon as I sent it, a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. I didn't insult her. I didn't bring up the past. I didn't engage in any drama. I simply drew a boundary. I denied her access to my skills, my time, and my energy. I was choosing myself. My healing wasn't about proving her wrong. It was about realizing that her opinion of me, then and now, doesn't matter. My worth isn't determined by her approval or her need for my services. She replied a few hours later with a simple, "Okay, thanks for letting me know. Understandable." And that was it. No apology, no acknowledgement of the past. And you know what? I didn't need one. Her lack of self-awareness wasn't my problem to solve. Maybe she doesn't even remember how awful she was. Or maybe she does, and she was hoping I'd forgotten. It doesn't matter. What matters is that I remembered my own worth. This whole experience taught me a valuable lesson. Forgiveness isn't always about reconciliation. Sometimes, it's about letting go of the hope for a different past. It's about accepting what happened and refusing to let it have power over your present. My success isn't revenge. My success is my own. And my peace is my priority. Denying her request wasn't an act of bitterness, it was an act of self-preservation. It was the ultimate way of telling that 8th grade version of myself, we're safe now. We're in charge. And we don't let bullies in. And honestly, that feeling is better than any client contract could ever be. Thank you for listening to my story. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.